Probably the most important tape you will ever listen to on narcissism, or one of them, for sure. All right, let's get to it. Hey, what's up, you guys? How are you doing? My name is Renee Mija. I'm a musician and a sociologist. I have 5 degrees of sociology, but I've also had a lot of mystical, spiritual, supernatural experiences and seen these things that I talk about firsthand, as well as in academic studies, case studies, etc. But right now, we're going to get into a bit more of the esoteric part of this, or the hidden part of this. So this tape does have to do with the spiritual aspects of it. There's some really deep and heavy things in here. I took my notes. And this can be applied to psychopaths, narcissistic psychopaths, sociopaths, but it has to do with something a lot darker than that. People that are into the dark arts, if you want to call it that, they practice these things and they know about these things that we're going to talk about next. So I'm going to use the word psychopath. I might use the word narcissist or dark arts in this, but you can fill in the blank. Okay. For psychopaths, your weakness is their strength. They use a system of energy transference where they essentially absorb the person's energy through esoteric means. They use an esoteric form of manipulation. They believe that the more they devour you, the stronger that they will feel. They also believe the food chain does not end at humans and that there are superior humans that are able to tap in to higher levels in order to feed on the weak and feed on what is below them. For a narcissistic psychopath or sociopath, everything exists in hierarchies. For the narcissistic psychopath, emotional and intellectual energy is something that is also to be consumed and also can be consumed. The strong oppress the weak in every way. That is how they see their victims. For them, everything is about survival. Because of this, there is no room for a moral compass. And having a moral compass is a form of weakness, for their strength lies in being cold. Notice you hear stories about psychopaths, sociopaths, etc., hurting animals when they are young. And I also think it's a bit of a flag at times if people are hunting animals. These are things that you might want to look at as a way of gaining an idea of where someone stands morally, what their beliefs are, how they feel about certain things, okay? For the psychopath, our system was built in terms of winners and losers. So because they see the world as being winners and losers, they see themselves as doing the right thing when they are oppressing or devouring the weak, or what they believe are the weak, which are simply people that have moral boundaries or have a moral compass. The way they absorb these energies is by absorbing the person's life force, time, and vitality. Again, this is why it's so important to leave a narcissistic psychopath or sociopath as quickly as possible. The more drained you look, the more disheveled you look. Let's say you haven't had as much time for yourself because they're doing things like keeping you up late or starting fights with you or doing things to stress you out, cheating on you, talking behind your back, etc. The more disheveled you look, the more insecure traits that you are exuding, the more they feel satisfied. The more you display these characteristics, you're displaying what I call an energy leakage. This is something that a narcissistic psychopath or sociopath looks for to gauge how good of a job they are doing. For them, when they see this energy leakage, it is a form of an accomplishment. Energy leakage is basically they can get a feel and a sense by looking at you or being around you of how you are feeling emotionally. This is the information that they use to be able to determine what kind of job they're doing. So if you feel insecure, if you feel needy, and it's not necessarily needy, it's just you're looking for the energy back through reciprocity. Remember again, narcissists practice negative reciprocity. You give a lot, they give a little. You give some, they give none. That's part of what they do. This negative reciprocity is designed to cause an imbalance within you. So let's say you are feeling needy. Let's say you are feeling lonely. Let's say you're feeling insecure. They essentially will go through and gauge. They'll get that vibe from you. You know that quote, laugh and the world laughs with you, cry and you, okay. They get that vibe from you and they can sense that from you and they don't want anything to do with you. I think it's even more prominent in places like Hollywood, Los Angeles, because it's like the narcissist capital of the world. Of course, there are other cities all around the world and country where you have a lot of narcissists, but this is one of them that they just flock to because of all of the obvious reasons. The ironic part of this is narcissistic psychopaths or sociopaths or people that practice the dark arts will purposely invoke things and induce things in order to make you feel insecure so they can get this rush from your emotional suffering. They literally feed off of your emotional suffering. They enjoy your emotional suffering. They get a high from it. They get a surge from it. For them, emotional suffering is a form of food or currency, and they prefer that over all other forms of suffering. Spiritual suffering, feeling disconnected from God, feeling disconnected from Source, feeling disconnected from yourself, being sad, being depressed, crying, being unhappy, any of these emotions, feeling insecure, losing your zest for life, any of these emotions are what the narcissistic psychopaths, sociopaths, and those that practice the dark arts get a high from, get an emotional kick from. Okay, because for them, that is the form of currency. They will do things like cheat on you and hope to get found out, or gossip about you and hope that you see it, or hope that you know about it in order to get that suffering out of you. And you'll even see them, if you confront them about this, you said this or you said that, you'll even see them laugh or kind of smirk. This is what they do. Or if they see you get stressed out or angry in the middle of a petty argument or a fight, they'll actually smirk. They'll actually kind of get a kick out of it. And it's like, but wait a minute, what's going on? Like, you were angry a minute ago, but now you're laughing that I'm stressed out. Yeah, this is the type of stuff that they do. This is why for a narcissistic psychopath or sociopath, etc., the worst thing that you could ever do to them is be happy. The worst thing you could do to them is be happy. Simply move on with your life, not care about them, not worry about them. I know it sounds easier said than done, but you can do it and you will do it, even if that means you have to leave everybody behind emotionally. Maybe all of your relationships have been unhealthy ones. Maybe all of your friendships and family members have been narcissistic or borderline psychopathic in the dark arts, etc., in covens or in things that are negative. The more you continue with a narcissist, they will do things and find things to attack your happiness. For example, if they know that you love your children, if you have children, they'll try to get those children taken away. This is really common with female narcissists, where they will literally try to purposely get the children that they neglected, that they didn't care about, taken away from former partner because they know those children are his world. Maybe those children were the only emotional support and the only thing that kept him going during hard times. That's what the female narcissist is going to go for. If they know you love your job or you love your career, they're going to try to sabotage it. They're going to try to slander your business. If they know that more than anything, whatever it is that makes you happy, whatever it is that brings you joy, that's what they're going to try to attack. So how you balance in this is to find your happiness internally. Find your happiness internally and stay somewhat emotionally detached from the things on the outside. You can still, and you should, fully engage, fully be involved in your activities, do the things that you love to do, but also at the same time, make sure that your happiness is coming from inside first. This is why it's important to shield yourself from certain types of situations with these people. Because if they have the access to be able to come in and do that, or if you have the emotional attachment to where you do care if they call, or you do care if they're trying to attack you emotionally, or if they, people might have somebody like that shows up at their house and they're yelling at them, and because they care about that person, they'll let them in or they'll talk to them, even though they know this person's not a good person. But the person is doing this deliberately in order to try to prevent them from achieving things that they know will bring them happiness. If you have a strong relationship with self, it's less likely that these things will happen, which is also why the number one goal of the narcissistic psychopath and sociopath is to break down your relationship with yourself. Your mental, emotional, and spiritual energy is all a form of currency to them. That's how they see it. If a narcissistic psychopath or sociopath is successful, you'll become a form of a spiritual slave to them. For some narcissistic psychopaths and sociopaths, they see it as an accomplishment if they can get you to surrender over your will to them become basically like it's beyond a doormat. It's more of mind controlled in a situation where you only live and exist for them. And for some of these people, they actually see it as an accomplishment if they can get you or someone to unalive themselves. They see themselves as, they get a kick from it. They take certain terms literally. Women would blank for me. Men would blank for me. You know, I'm a lady. You fill in the blank there on those words. These are common phrases, but for them, they take this stuff quite literally. They see it as a rite of passage. They see it as a positive thing if someone is to get into that dark state over them or because of them. That is why it is so crucial that you protect yourself. Please like and subscribe, share out this video, follow me on all social platforms. My link is in the description for that. My link tree is in the description as well. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Stay strong. I will talk to you soon.